Hi my friends. Okay, so this video it's about updates for different departments. So for the volunteers that will be typing, okay, so this video gonna show many short information to be added to the proper department handbooks. All right, so first update. It's for the Department of Education here in Florida for this working week and also for all countries to have our proper authorization for preschools, infant to kindergarten, and then first grade to 14th grade. This kindergarten is based on Waldorf education. They do not have all this introduction to reading, writing. No, they're going to have games, all right? With some letters, write their names, very basic things we're going to tell afterwards. All right, so they're already going to have authorization for the 13 and 14th grade. So we have first to 14th grade. The other thing that everyone that did GED, that here in United States is a short program, or did online program, that won't be accepted. They need to do 2 years, right? So for everyone 17 to 20 years old, they have to do this 2 years. To 19 years old. For those that are older, they need to do testing. You know, we have to make sure they remember the items until, let's say, until 28 years old. We have to make sure they remember the basics for them to go to university. All right? Okay, so we're doing fine. They have to do all the basic testing on the basic core classes that belongs to high school, because some people did these programs that are so fast they don't remember a thing. They did their test, pass, and done. So because they didn't have proper classes with enough time to process the information and achieve the information. We don't want people starting college that don't know the basics. Okay? All right. So for everyone until 28 years old, they have to do testing. Okay? For all the core high school classes. All right, and for everyone that's 17 until 19 years old, they have to do this 2-year program. Okay, they're going to start the university a little later, 1 or 2 years later, that's fine. But they're going to be more secure, more, with more knowledge. That's what we need. Okay, so I will repeat. Number 1 is for preschool. Number 2 is from 1st to 14th grade. So already get at your country authorization to include 13 and 14th grade. All right. Number 3, adult education. That will include many different things. Workout for elders, diversion program for people that need health problems, from obesity to diabetes and everything else. So every adult that has any health issue, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, gonna go to adult education centers first. That would be like the fast food places we're gonna close and everything else. And then after all the academic testing and proven to have health, then they go to university. People cannot go back or continue university if they have a health issue. They're obese or if they have, any of these health problems. Okay, so number 4, it's authorization for the university college classes. College first and university, right? So we're changing the words, remember that. So we're going to use the word bachelor's for the first 2 years. And we're going to use the word associates for the following 2 years. We're going to change those 2 words around and with their proper transcript related to it. Okay, people that already finished them, we're going to see if their transcript and the university is properly licensed, if their transcript is really official. Okay, we're going to do everything really properly done in official official transcripts. No, sorry, official equivalent. Okay, so everyone gonna be in the same level in all countries. So we are going to do this equivalent. Because some universities, people, they say, oh, I graduate on this country or that country. But when we're going to see, even that they were licensed, they are too far away from the requirements we want. Okay, the other thing for the Department of Education is that we're going to close all the classes, academic classes and extra classes that are not part of these 4 programs I just said. Why is that? So, for example, people that have extra tutoring classes or tutoring schools or language schools, none of these we're going to have, for anything because they're not needed. Or they're going to be a proper school or a proper adult education or a proper university, okay? Because we're not going to have 10, 20 different sites. We're only going to have these 4 sites. Children and teens that are behind in anything, they have to stay at their own schools. And then in the afternoon, they're going to have fun time, play time, and also catch up time. During these 28 weeks, everyone that needs going to have catch up time, okay? So during these 28 weeks, they can have the math they need, reading they need, and also the basic English if they are not from an English country. The other places that we're going to close is like after school programs that are not part of the school themselves. For example, here in Florida, we have a lot of Boys and Girls Club. We have the YMCA. All these places, they need to become something else, or a real school, or a real preschool, but they cannot have these places because it's not sustainable. Get the kids over here, bring over there, buses over here, buses over there. It's not sustainable. Okay, as I said, children from infants to the 14th high school grade gonna stay at their own educational sites. All these other places, as I said, I gave examples, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, they have to decide. They're gonna be one thing or another, but not to receive students in the middle of the day. The other thing that we are going to adjust the best as possible, fast as we can, is for the schools to have in the morning the academic classes, core and elective, and then in the afternoon the best as possible, right? The English and some fun classes and extra tutoring classes they need for one thing or another. Okay? All right, because then this way the students gonna work harder to get the core classes, and in the afternoon they're just gonna have fun. Learn English and have fun. Learn English and have fun. But for all the classes according to their age gonna be done in the morning. All right. The other thing for education, that everyone, the best as possible, fastest as possible, we already be studying nearby. Instead of getting the bus and go 2-3 miles away, we're not having those anymore. To be sustainable, we're not suddenly changing without proper notes to parents. We're not doing this way. We're going to do everything really properly. Find the location first. So instead of having one school is only elementary, the other school is only high school, the other school is only preschool. So the best as possible according to their buildings and new buildings that can be made, and also according to the land that's available for them to plant their food. Then we are going to give notice to the parents, explain, repeat this notice over and over for a whole week. For example, can be sent in some places. Every parent has a cell phone, and then they have to reply saying that they received that notice. For other places, other countries, they need a paper, to be signed that they are aware of that situation, that their child gonna be studying on another school that's already approved to start a school soon after the cleanup week, for example. Okay, so for education, I think basically is that. Yes, and we also have the approval. So go ahead and already get the approval for the garden work. Okay, so for high school, that's a 2-year program. Okay, and also for college and university is also a 2-year program. All right, the 2 years. So go ahead, bring the proposal to the Department of Education in your state first, or if you think you can go ahead, go to the whole country and get it approved, depending how the rules go and how is your availability. Make it happen. If you can go to the country, already get established for the whole country, because this 2-year program is the nature program, right, that I created. So going to be based in sustainable practices and everything else. All right, and I'm going to have available as soon as we have it. All right, so for this 2-year course, I'm going to say a few words about the basic program that I wrote it down, the syllabus, and after that you're going to have the proper one online, available online. All right, so for both of them, for the high school and also for the college and university, this is the basic items, right? The syllabus we're going to be using. Okay, I'm going to tell you now. Okay, so we are going to say about is a 2-year course for everyone. All right, the items are sacred waters, sacred lands, natural resources, community gardens for residential communities, and also for educational sites, business offering meals, right? Business that offer meals to their staff, and business producers, and also for government sites. They need to have that. So if anyone work in any of this area, we already learned how to do it, and they're going to make their assignments related to what they want to do in the future. Okay, then we have agroforest for residential communities and for neighborhood community gardens. Then we have the community gardens itself, right, with all details according to region and climate and everything else. Local food system, okay, and then we have so nutrition and wellness. All right, so I think we can have some food science as well. Okay, and then with the nutrition comes vitamin D and everything else. All right, then we have the introduction to the Master Garden program, the orientation. People need to fill up their application, their paperwork. We're gonna have interviews, and like also online will be a lot of online Google survey, okay, that they have to fill up. We have some plant clinic, let's use that word, or and plant biodiversity that treat, right, plant problems. We also have volunteers, 100 hours to work, but I'm gonna say if it's by semester or how that's gonna work, that 100 hours, or even 200 hours, I did not decide yet. Okay, so for this 28 weeks, gonna be really easy, because we have for this 200 hours, I think we're going to do 200 hours per semester. People are gonna be working and get it done. Okay, all right. And some teens can work with their parents on the area. The parents already have chosen the department, or they can work at their own schools for what is needed. All right. And then we have continuing education for afterwards, right? For people that already completed. Those that will be going to college, like high school students, they are just going to do the 2-year college version because all the topics will be the same. But the one for college and university, right, for all the degrees, bachelor's, associates, master's, and PhD, going to increase the level of their assignments, increase the level of their learning items required for testing, and so on. And also the critical thinking going to increase, right? They have to be more knowledgeable at the university for all these 4 levels. All right, so people doing college or people doing high school or any of these 4-level university classes, they are going to have a certificate at the end of these 2 years. They have this certificate, okay? So they will be certified high school or college or university for this 2-year class according to that level I already said. All right. The training topics, the details gonna be fruits and trees, annuals and perennials, botany, butterfly gardening, entomology. The butterfly gardening is pollination, right? Pollination. It's not, sorry, let me already fix because not only garden. We have the friendly practices, right? Sustainable, it's not friendly, sorry. So here will be sustainable practices for your state. So it's a state sustainable practice. Then we have fruits and veggies, herbs, roots, everything. Pathology, the diseases that I already mentioned before, but we're gonna put right here. Those up there is just for hours. Then we have the plant propagation, natural pesticides use, soil structure, tea compost, and everything else. Soil testing, shrub pruning, wildlife, everything else. The qualifications, right, to start, already said, you have to start 1 level to do this program. And for the high school students, mandatory for them to have that class if they are until 20 years old. Okay. The other requirements we need are for college classes, they need to have the evaluation. They have to pass the evaluation. So they're going to show the transcripts, right? The transcripts, and then they are going to pass on the official evaluation. Okay? All right, so this is very important. And for everyone doing college and university, one of those 4 levels, of course, they have to pass on the level for the high school, right, until 28. After 28, that's 29 years old and older, they go to adult education. All right, and everyone at the adult education gonna be doing the same. They need their GAD, if they don't have it, to be completed all those high school items. If they are up to 28, if they are 29 and older, they're already going to focus on their health or already going to focus on a test, the basic test, so they can enter the college. All right, so to graduate, they have to pass all the tests, right, along these 2 years. Pass all tests, do all assignments, right? All assignments. And also they have to do all volunteer hours, right? All volunteer hours. And they also have to, and everything else that's required. All right? Okay, so we're doing great. Okay, so the graduation for everyone, it will be in May or June of 2024, okay? So in May or June, depending which hemisphere, so they can finish with that semester, that school semester, because you're not going to have graduations like some countries. Like people are having beginning of May. We're not doing that. We're doing at the last 2 weeks of official school classes. All right, for everyone. That's really sustainable and positive for everyone. Also to graduate, not only to show all these assignments and all the volunteer hours, not only that, all the tests, but to have consistency, and grades will also be given to constancy, as I said, and also with all other requirements. Have be polite, be respectful, all those things also count for grade. So the right word is behavior. Okay, so they need to have consistency and they need to have excellent behavior for those 2 complete years. All right, people that are on programs for health and diversion, because problems, right, health problems or illicit things or crimes they did before, they have to complete everything at their adult education, right? If they are older, if they're 21 years old or older. And for the teens, they can do combine, right, with their high school. And I believe the children, unless it's something really serious, then they don't need that, because every children that did something really bad, it's the problem is their parents' responsibility and also the country laws that do not cooperate, like here in Florida. Okay? They go out, they don't have to come in. Teens can, sleep over, go out without parents' authorization. That's not good, not positive. Okay? So I repeat, for all children and teens in juvenile, or that they had diversion program, or they did something bad, such as they didn't pass the drug test, right? So what they're going to do? Combine. They're going to do it at their own schools, okay? We're not doing anything unless it's really a bad teen that did something really bad. Then we're going to, that person needs to do more extra things, be real at school every day. Everyone going to be at school the whole day anyways during these 28 weeks. Everyone. The whole day at school. Okay, because that's the only way we can manage what they're doing, where they are, and really see who they are, how they're improving. So all children and teens gonna be there. Okay? All right. Okay, some details that we're also going to learn these 2 courses. Gonna be information about insects, bacteria, fungi, worms, and all these things. And pests, diseases, for people to have an idea, but not to focus on that. Our focus is on biodiversity. And children, teens, let's say that they have ADD, ADHD, and this and that, very easy. They cannot go to field trips. They cannot have any of these extra special activities. All right? So they're going to be healed in no time. 1 or 2 weeks, done with all these things. They have an adjustment. For people that are taking synthetic medicine for all those reasons, anxiety, depression, and all those stuff, 2 weeks will be plenty for this transition time and stop those pills, because they're going to be taking sun, playing, having fun, right? And of course, we're not going to pressure them. If they're late in many subjects, let's say, and they also need English, Of course, the teacher is going to see what is possible for each child, for them to have joy, have happiness, to go enjoy going to school, and not to be crazy for them to get those grades completed. The main thing for those children and teens is to focus on their health and well-being. That's the priority. And English, okay? That's the priority. After that, okay, we're going to implement what they really need according to their age group. And also for people that never went to school before, such as indigenous, some nomads, gypsies. Some people never went to school. So what's priority? The same. Well-being, health, and English. Okay? All right. Wellness and nutrition. Okay? Because it doesn't help only to do workout and things if they don't have proper food. So there are 4 things. Also for people that never went to school. What are they? Health, right? Nutrition, health for workout and so on. Nutrition, okay? English and well-being. Them to feel good. Or games. That's it, okay? All right, and then with time, I'm going to start implementing everything else according to their age group. So that's the second moment, all right? The second priority is to give anything extra they need for math, for everything else, science, according to their age. All right, we're doing great. Okay, then we have the compost, right? The zones, study for different zones, and each one gonna focus on the items they can plant, the climate, and for everything else related to their own region, okay? Their county. And also on what they want to do on the future. So everyone is taking this 2-year class, also gonna have assignments related to one of these 10 departments. What they wanna be in the future for the teens, right? And for the college, for grade levels, they are already gonna start doing, this some assignments related to their work. If they're department directors, they can do that, or if they are working, because no one gonna own business by themselves anymore. Everyone owning business gonna be the 10 department directors for each place. They're gonna own every business of all types. Okay, we're doing great. And also for government offices. Okay, so they're going to focus in one of these 10 departments of the organization. Okay, so I already finished this 2-year class, okay? Okay, I have a few more details about this 2-year university nature guardian course. Okay, so, and you're gonna help me. We are getting, details organized. I'm just saying here, but it's not on a proper order as will be done afterwards. Okay, for the syllabus, right? Okay, so other training topics. So the botany, right? The plant nomenclature, entomology, I think I said that, native grasses, ground covers, eatable ground covers, plant pathology for disease, plant propagation, production of natural fertilizer, production of natural pesticides, mulching and biodiversity, soil testing, also biodiversity by different plants that we will plant, not only the bacteria, but the plants themselves to create the bacteria we need. And native trees pruning, fruit trees pruning, citrus tree pruning, wildlife crop propagation, production, so that we can plant some as well, right? But each residential community is going to plant their own. And educational sites and the other ones, whichever is sustainable, they can have. local food distribution centers, right, for now, because in the future we're not going to have them, and proper time for each one. Okay, so for some it's only for the 28 weeks. For some others we can go a little longer, maybe 2 years if it's on that same region, because we don't want to waste, right? Some farms, they're really great. They're going to be already transferred to the name of a school, the name of a residential community, right? For all these farms of fruit trees, for example, okay? And already transfer, so they can share, because some farms have hundreds of fruit trees and nothing else. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna cut them all? No, we're gonna use them while we start making adjustments. So I think 2 or 4 years. Why is that? Because for the new fruit trees to grow will take about 4 years, depending the fruit. But if they already, if they're already planted, might take about 4 years. So this answer, 2 or 4 years, I'm going to let you know afterwards. And you're going to decide and already write it down. Okay, so we have this 28 weeks, right, for the basics, right? For veggies, salad gonna be, I think, 8 weeks, right? Because everyone can plant by notice time, not by notice time, by the day they start their garden, 8 weeks, everyone can have all the dark greens and small veggies. Okay, for everything else, like bigger veggies, like carrots, beets, that are very important, we're going to have a little longer. Okay, so for the fruit trees, if they will be distributing them really nearby to their own county or neighbor county or even state, I'm going to let you know afterwards. So even the whole state, but county, own county for sure. So that needs to be done in up to 2 or 4 years, okay? Because we're gonna live close by and people gonna get adjusted of eating what's already available, okay? But we're not just going to cut down all these fruit trees that are producing. So we can share while we make adjustment time and okay, so that's all right. So we're also going to have field trips and schedule according to the county, state, those field trips going to be the same day go, come back. And some can be scheduled family field trips, all right? We can do that. Like for a long weekend, they can leave on a Friday and bring their whole family with them. With exception of elders that can stay home if they don't want to go, that's fine. But for their own county will be during school hours, right? And sometimes can be scheduled, if it's a state park, national park, they can be scheduled ahead to be the whole day. They go, come back on that same day, and they will tell their work that they're going to miss that day, but not during the 28 weeks. During the 28 weeks, we're going only to have very good consistency. For the AM, right, 4 hours, and the PM, 5 hours for work or for study. Consistency, because people will still doing their dental care, health care, treatments, getting adjusted. So we're not going to have a whole day field trips during these 28 weeks, only for the second year of class, if the person is really up to date with everything. All right, okay, so we have also tree planting, the recycling centers, all the basic about them, how to do, how they're gonna be recycling items of all types. Okay, so then we have recycling centers, we have the tree planting, how to do, bare land, if they have any on their county or state, complete plant recognition. So we'll be, in different levels. So first they're gonna just learn the name, and then after is the scientific name, okay? And then the 4 steps for each: native, adaptable, eatables, okay? And which type can be transferred to other continents. Yes, because if, we're gonna stop this, can't send seeds to this country, that country. Check the seeds. They are good, they are fine. All right, send to other countries, because we need fruit trees of the most variety as possible in all continents. Okay, so they can really be propagated if they are have good perspective of being successful. Let's do it, get it done. Then we have herbs, seeds, nuts, everything. And native trees, because we need some. Also for beauty, like some, if they are very small flowers, for example, and no big pods, they're fine. Even in streets, avenues, we can have them. They're beautiful, flower trees that are natives, strong, and to put on the streets. Because if they make little trash, right? They are not very big pods, as I said, because some trucks will still driving on those roads. Okay, and also according to the root system, right? That needs to be growing down, so we won't have problems on those roads that need to last for centuries, for millennia. All right, okay. Also food storage for different climates, because if you have extra food, you're not throwing away, you're going to freeze them. Really proper, without all these extra machines people buy to take the air out, because you're not going to freeze anything for many, many months. It's just freeze what you can for the next few months, right? Or to save them, like in cold countries, cold areas, for winter time. Okay. And then comes, which ones are those adaptable eatables? Fruits, vegetables, roots, herbs, seeds, nuts. Okay. And then come native trees, native ground cover, food storage already said, food sustainable and independent. We've all produce own food for the whole year. All right, so how to maintain food, roots as potatoes, because in cold countries we need that. Food quality, nutrition. Oh, we also have the greenhouses that I didn't say for everyone, because warm countries also need them. Because if you're going to leave them in the sun, they're going to burn those little seedlings. So the organization volunteer going to be saying how we are going to do seedlings. Okay? Some people can have in their porches, but everyone for the community is going to have greenhouses. Okay? And people can bring to their homes, if they're planting the residential communities or at their classrooms, prepare the seedlings in places that are too cold. So their own food, how to do, how to preserve, quality, nutritional facts, and then we have the list of important subjects, already separated the most important first and the least important afterwards. What is that? Every country, my friends, might be the opposite way. So each country going to learn first, do assignments first, according to what's most important for them, according to their region. Okay? After that, the least important ones. For example, in some countries might grow really fast, veggies, fruits, but their main concern is the rain. It rains too much, the rain season is too long, or anything else. All right? For other regions, might be the pests, the main concern. So they're going to focus on what? The biodiversity first. The program is the same. They have to check all the items. But they're going to start first with one thing or another. For some other places, might be the opposite way. Might be lack of rain. So what they have to do? Focus on having a very good irrigation as soon as possible. So for those items, the organization volunteers will be saying what is priority after the basics. The basics are what? The first topics I said before: sacred waters, sacred lands, right? Our humanity until 2021. That's our huge documentary, right? Planet Earth, a gift for all of us, the oxygen we breathe, water cycle, soil and biodiversity, local, state, and national natural resources, needed and not needed, authorized, food production, community gardens, offering meals, already said that. And then we have what? Family and community consumer sciences, family nutrition programs, sustainable practice, a gift for life, international tree planting. You know, that's 8 billion trees that will be having what? To be counted, needs to be 1 meter high. All right, so the last, I'm going to take pictures and show you. The last items are the topics that will repeat it every year, right? And the tests, because they're very important, the basic ones, for them to be studying over and over and over, and remember the items that are most important from the International Constitution and from the Department of Community Gardens and Agroforestry. All right? Okay, so basically it's that. To complete registration, they need all their paperwork that I already told you. Fill out the application, have signed the waivers. They don't need the extra waivers. The waiver is going to be counted and will be for everything. Is the family waiver. The whole family watch the videos, answer the questions, the whole family sign with testimony beside them. Okay, so they have to bring their diploma, transcript, evaluation, everything else I already said. Okay, so then they need to have proof of health and everything else as they need to register the whole family at the city office. Okay, paperwork, then they start their classes in one place or another. And be ready to start. Okay, what happens is we just have a detail for people that are unhealthy, or if they have diversion program, they cannot start now. Any problem related, for example, to other things, for gays, lesbians, people that did wrong things in the past, and so on, they have to go to the adult education, focus on their basic plan they're offering there, okay? And then I'm going to tell you how long they have to wait until they can start these 2-year classes. They are going to already be planting garden, learn the basics, but they're not going to do this official 2-year class yet. They have to complete first, if they're adults, they have to complete first this program they need for any health issue or crimes or negative things they did before. Okay? All right, so we're doing really great. Also, for the producers that were producing very negative things, okay? So the producers of alcoholic drinks, items with nicotine, tobacco, everything else that were listed, marijuana and everything else. Because it makes sense. Everyone knows that those things are bad, so people were selling them for money. All right, too bad. They cannot start the 2-year program now. They're going to stay right there for 2 years, okay? So they're going to start on the following August, right? Because we have this team starting now, okay, in May, right? April and May, they can start as soon as all the paperwork and classes will be available for each one. So let's say May to be more clear. All right, then they're going to complete May of 2024. Okay, great. So the next team, we will start for all these people that have health problem, diversion or production or very bad things. They're going to start in August 2024. Okay, all right, that's very good. And they have the 4 reference ladder, okay? And be strong, healthy, enthusiastic, polite, respectful. So people that were too rude gonna be also on the list that can only start in August 2024. People that were rude with janitors, never say hi or ignore neighbors, all those people, okay? So they cannot start now. They need to focus on themselves, get really better first, have a proper language. So rude in any way, people with bad language or all these things, they have to do that, okay? All right. For adults, let's do this way, because for teens, were not really their fault, or was their parents, environment they wait, bad laws for those countries. So let's focus on adults. They have to wait. For all the teens, they're gonna do anyways at their high school program, and they're already gonna be doing this 2-year program, all right, with the basics, but not for university. Okay, so they need to be strong, enthusiastic about our planet Earth, renew our practices, have a commitment in life for all these good things. And for all the college ones, they need to be married, okay? At least 22 years old and married to start. Okay, all right. And then they have to settle the details. Gonna take picture for you. And the course requirements. And then we have the university requirements for the 2-year nature course. All right, I already said a few things. And the hours, I think it's about 200 hours will be plenty. Okay, so I'm going to take pictures, send to you for you to have an idea. So my friends, we got that done. So this is the updates for the Department of Education. For everyone that owns educational site, we already make the modification, okay? Because kids and teens cannot miss a school. So they're going to be closed, right? For 2 weeks, so the families can really focus on their garden, their cleanup. And the second week, they're going to focus on what? Schedule doctor, schedule and go to doctor, dentist, get their paperwork ready. So school's going to be closed for 2 whole weeks from the organization launching day and 2 weeks after that. Okay? So they get all these things organized. And people are going to be helping each other, also study for them to register. People without cell phones, each place, each county going to be telling them how they are going to have their training. That can be done in a school nearby or at adult education or the university. Depends what they have. Okay, for the whole family that do not have the basic cell phone, right? The basic information, they're going to go to places, and every room gonna be showing over and over that same video. So family's gonna be moving around, okay? So they're going to let's focus on a 2-hour program, so they're gonna compact the videos, many short videos or long videos, about 2 hours. They have a break, go to bed. All right, they have a break, they go to the bathroom, they eat, play games, and come back. Okay? So these 2 hours need to finish before the end of the 2 hours so they can play some games outside. and don't be sitting for whole 2 hours, because that's too much, of course, for children, teens to do that. Okay, so let's say about 20 minutes. So the each of these 2-hour class gonna arrange places, time, I mean, for those 20 minutes. That can be done when? In the beginning, on the middle, or at the end. Okay? Because gonna be many families in that same school or at that same university, right? Watching those videos and moving along the day. So I think that's really sustainable. So let's do 2 weeks from the organization launching day, 2 whole weeks at home, everyone. Okay? So they will have time. People that don't have cell phones to schedule their appointments, health appointments and everything else, testing. Okay? What they're going to do? They're going to the not on the first week. The first week, everyone gonna be home, because and I think only the city offices can work with elders that are independent. Okay, so they can work a half day and they can be home planting food a half day if they already complete everything else, their house cleanup and everything else. Okay, all right. So for these families that do not have cell phones, they will be going out. People also going to be helping them to set up appointments for everything they need. Unhealthy people, regular dental office, regular appointments, regular doctor appointment, male and female doctors, for all the lab work. Okay, for everything they need. Okay, and as soon as possible, of course, give them the cell phone, right? So we are already going to have donations of cell phones, and of course teach them how to use it, because some people are not familiar with that. So I think the basic for education updates, that's what it is. All right, so all schools, preschools and schools, adult education and university, college and university, will have the 2 weeks to send their application form for everything they have to renew. 2 weeks will be plenty. So after everyone stay home for 2 weeks, everything is closed, right? They, with the exception of people that don't have their cell phones. Okay, after when it's school, okay, after 2 weeks, all the educational sites can open. The ones that are already licensed at their own country. Okay, so they are going to, the owners, we already apply. Okay, they're only going to have business at their own county, not in other countries, other states, no, only their own county. Okay, they're going to have this meeting for the department directors. If they didn't have yet, or if they already have, is fine, even better. Okay, and the organization will tell most as possible who will be those 10 department directors. Okay, then when everyone's going to be back after those 2 weeks at home, what they're going to do? They have plenty of time in 2 weeks to have every department what they need. So those 10 department director couples will already be filling up their own check-up paperwork, and they're going to say, to be up to code. The plan, not all the remodeling, no, not that, but the plan needs to be sent in up to 2 weeks for us to consider that educational site to keep open. All right, so how remodeling gonna be done? The most basic important things are the community garden. If they have land, where the land is located for them to continue on that area. Otherwise, they cannot do that. All right. So the land needs to be really close by. Yes, students, depending on their age, they can walk. So for example, for preschools, no more than a block. I think about a block, it's fine and plenty. Every morning, they can go and plant, but they need at least the basic at their own location. Or, what will be the fast food or restaurant, they're going to be demolished and plant food beside. They cannot cross the streets. That's sustainable. Okay? All right. For schools, I think up to 2 blocks, no more. That's, I think, is good, reasonable, so they won't be missing much time walking on the streets. I think up to 2 blocks. So the improvement for that is the following. The preschools and schools gonna have their neighbor property. They can do this walking time only until that neighbor, their chosen neighbor property, one side or the other side, is demolished, cleaned up, and real food, because that's the most sustainable. So no children gonna be going after the 28 weeks. No children or teens gonna be going out, okay? They can have this adjustment property just for now because they need food, right? So in 4 weeks, they can start getting already their basic salad and small veggies and so on. All right? Okay, so it is going to be their chosen neighbor property. Going to be demolished, cleaned up, and done. If they don't have their own, of course. For schools, educational sites of any type that do not have proper land, they're going to be adjusted for what is possible, or that place is going to be done something else, going to be another site for something else, a business, building, okay? Because all educational sites need proper place to plant food. So all owners that after the organization, they're going to be these 10 department directors, going to be the owners, they have these 2 weeks, I said, right? For them to fill out all these 10 different paperworks, check them all, and show where the property going to be, right? Start working the property if it's available, or in a nearby property until that one is cleaned up, as I said. Okay, and then they have to be fixing things and doing everything, right? For example, in places that have dry wall, they already need to place the cement on them, take out all the isolating acrylic things, right? If they have acrylic wool, take all those things out and place cement, concrete in all between those dry walls and everything else, the electric, okay. How are we going to do that? The schools cannot close unless it's really needed, of course. But for schools that have reasonable amount of space, so they block a part, fix that part or that building, right? Walk from people walking, students, staff, okay? So people going to be work on that building, fix. All right, then they go to the next building, fix. Next, like that. All right? And they work with all the other classrooms and outside the best as possible, They can also use cafeteria if it's raining or too cold, because in some countries it's going to start being cold now, right? They're going to almost winter time. So each country going to see the best as possible according to the organization volunteers proposal. All right? Okay, we're doing great. So the remodeling gonna be done that way. If the building is really small, they can get 2 buildings and it's not rainy season, for example. Sure, do 2 buildings at a time, and the children gonna be far away from dust. That's really important. They have to be far away from dust, concrete dust. Okay, or they wait. The kids are going to be picked up by bus and go to another location that's safe for them. All right, another big school close by, whichever each county will have that is available for them. Okay? All right, so we're doing great. Then come the inspectors, right? To be checking every single day, not only the beginning and the end. The inspectors going to be traveling around, get their buses, and they're going to be checking. All right, those assigned locations they have to check. All right, they're working well. Oh, everything is doing good on a reasonable planned time. Yes, yes. So they're gonna check everything, sign, get signatures from the workers, right? The staff members of that educational site, or the owners, whichever is present on that moment. They're gonna come in different times, different days of the week, not with consistency, because then the workers gonna be working really well the whole week, morning and afternoon teams. All right, each educational site also need a plan for transition of curriculum. Okay, that I already said in another video. So we'll be fine focusing English games, planting, right? A study about the plants, implementing the gardens, and so on. All right, so for everything else, we're going to have those forms available online. So for the inspectors and for the STEM department directs to be filling out, make a plan, a proposal, and reports how to do it, and check-up lists for the reports, pictures to be taken, videos to be shown, because all the work during these 28 weeks needs short videos, so we can have after a longer video, before and after. Okay? All right, my friends. So I think this is the basic, and we're going on, moving on. Okay, so from here on, I'm just going to add some pictures, right? And I think I'm gonna do in a video because it's quicker. And we're done. Updates for the Department of Education. Today it's April 16th, 2022. Talk to you soon. Get ready. It's coming, our organization launching day. Okay, so here is the proof. I sent this letter to this lady, she's in charge of one of the departments, her university. So this letter was about the 2-year health and nutrition. She never answered me because she was waiting on her supervisor to give an answer to her. She never really said if the supervisor said yes or no. So this is the letter I sent asking for them to host our international conference. So now we are going to do whichever we have. If we have parks, we're going to do in parks. If we have a university, we're going to do university. But we're going to make it happen. Okay? All right. And so I'm just showing you, and we can also keep asking. So the volunteers that will be coming this week are going to help us to find a location that we'll accept, because we need an auditorium, but we also can rent auditoriums in the city I will be at, or gymnasiums, right? Because it's going to be many families. So for some meetings, such as the first meeting and the last meeting of this special week of this one family per country, after the organization launching day, what we're going to do, we are going to rent or have for free with proper documentation gymnasiums, so it can fit everyone there, right? Okay. And also at the end of the organization for the reports, the team's gonna be telling what they did on that week. Gonna be really beautiful. Ooh, I'm very enthusiastic. Okay, my friends, so these are the updates. And look here, Those are the cards people I try to talk. I did not get to talk to the owners yet. You know, I think this one is the owners, one of the owners. All right, but I'm working on it. Let's see how it goes. All right, my friends, and I don't know if I'm gonna be here or in Brazil, you know, or New York, in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, or we're gonna be in New York or in Toronto. Let's see how it goes. Or even Georgia, let's see. But my friends, get ready. We're going to start. Talk to you soon. Have a blessed, wonderful day. Okay, so here we have the basics for the 2-year course, as I said. So I'm just going to show you a little bit for you to have an idea. And we, of course, we're going to improve and type everything really properly. So that's the second page here. Okay, sorry, little blurry. Okay, we got it. All right, so here's the more information that I already read to you and make some comments. Okay, all right, so here it is. And now the page number 3. Okay, so all of those items gonna be the same for high school and university, the 4 levels of university. But of course with more details for the university levels. Okay, so here is just a few more information. Alright, and I have another one. So let me see here, because some other things I wrote in another location. Okay, so here I also have some information for the 2-year health and nutrition. Oh, no, not that. Sorry, that's a letter sent. Okay, the other thing is right away, as when everyone will be coming back from those 2 weeks at home, every school needs to have the new timing that will be, you know, about an hour each, 45 minutes or 50 minutes a class. So they have transition time to go to their next class if it's a middle and high school, or to stay the same class if they are elementary or preschool. Okay, so they need recess time, and right away all physical classes, right? Fitness, we're going to use the word fitness classes, they already need to be real workout, real games. Okay, all right, for middle and high school and elementary, going to have like a part of their class and outside play and so on. What else I have to say? Every middle school and every high school going to have critical thinking. Everyone, middle and high school, will have computer. I still thinking about elementary classes, if they are going to have at the last year a little bit, you know, introduction to it, or if they're going to start everyone the 5th grade. Okay, so I'm gonna give an answer on that afterwards, if they're gonna start a few computer class at 4th grade or only at the 5th grade. So I'm gonna give an answer on that. Everyone will be doing handwork, carpentry, according to age. Also clay modeling, right? Clay modeling. Watercolor, right? What else is missing? Okay, so let me repeat. Artwork as the watercolor, handwork, clay modeling, sewing, everything according to their age group, as the plan we are going to prepare and have ready for them. Okay, so high school already gonna be not having quite a few different things. So orientation in law, because you're not going to have any class related to law, because that's gone, it's past. Our objective now is to focus on our International Constitution Handbook. That's the highest authority in each establishment, each property. Okay, so the highest authority of a school is not the principal, is our International Department handbooks. The person goes there and check the printed item related to the issue that they're having. All right, the same as for university principal, the same as for a county or a city mayor, the same as for a state governor and a country president. The highest authority is the International Constitution Handbook. Okay? All right, we're doing great. All schools, even the kindergarten, we'll start with songs, simple games, simple prayers, simple orientation, right? Simple meditation. Yeah, kindergarten children also gonna do that. That's 2 to 4 years old, and then we're gonna be blended classes, right? But also for all kindergarten, 4, 5, 6 years old until they have the birth, go to the first grade. All right. So, what is this spiritual guidance, spiritual orientation class? Okay, so that is for everyone to be learning things that are gonna make them internally strong, internally healthy, internally prepared, internally ready for everything that might happen on their lives. So instead of them getting, oh, they lost a boyfriend, oh, lost a girlfriend, oh, then they get really upset and cry. No, they're strong. The person do not want me. Oh, well, I go on in life. That's how we're going to do. For us to have individuals that are really strong internally and don't get upset with anything. Oh, they bully me. No, they don't, because I'm strong. So, of course, we are going to have good laws that are going to help. That's forbidden to bully, right? But also have everyone with really strong practices. I did not do yet a program for this class from kindergarten until 14th grade. But we will be doing that. And also at the 2-year class, we're going to have that as well. Why? Because we're not going to have a separate class for this. So we'll be part of this program. All right, so we are also going to have spiritual orientation for the college, right? 2-year program. And with meditations, positive thinking, specific things they have to do. Emotional control, and do their prayers with God and Mother Nature guiding all of us. Basic things, okay? That we are going to organize, and this for all age groups. Okay. All university grades also will have their recess, because that's important. Little recess like about 9 o'clock, and then in the afternoon, for those that go in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock or so, so people are not going to leave the class to go to the bathroom, drink water. No, they go during these recesses they're gonna have, and proper lunch breaks for transition time for people to get urban buses or walk and go where they have to go. Okay, for all university classes, they can take a bus if it's needed now for the first few weeks of this 28 weeks. After that, after the end of the 28 weeks, no one will be taking bus for this transition, school work or work to school, to the university, or adult education. okay, because we need to be sustainable. They need to reach that location in about 20, maximum of 25 minutes, walking or running. It depends on their capacity. Why is that? Because it's not sustainable to be taking urban buses every day, and people need to walk and run. All right? Okay. And be really close, so their county, be close to their residential community, because that's the most sustainable. All right? Okay. All right. For the diversion program, so I put here for all teens, in 4 months they have to complete. All right? Complete. And for the adults, then gonna depend, because there are quite a few things that are more serious. They need more time. And for some other things, will be quicker. The other thing that is related also to the Department of Education and Security, because they're going to work together for diversion programs and all these programs of people living in those places, it's for the how long, according to bad practice the person did before, how long they have to be on that program. So to complete the diversion program as soon as possible, right? Because people don't need to stay there. So if they have let's say 28 weeks, I think they have to complete for adults in 28 weeks. We don't want to bring that on, because people are not going to have any bad items anymore. No alcoholic drinks, no drugs, right? That's really helpful. So for teens, I think up to 4 months, okay? Unless it's a real severe dependency on, no. Even for the very bad ones, 4 months would be enough to complete that, okay? And after that, they're going to focus, those teens going to focus on good things. That's the 2 year. All right. And for the adults, I think, let's say 4 months for everything that can, for everyone that can heal quickly, and up to 26 weeks, I think, right? They have to finish that before the end of the 28 weeks. All right, I think we're good. This is different than time, jail time, right? They're gonna have their bracelet, might take a few years. That's something else. That's bracelet time, okay? Might take 2, 10 years, whichever the person needs to be monitored properly and be living in a non-populated county, all right? Semi-arid or desert, so they can plant a lot of trees and heal life. Okay, all right, we're doing great. Okay, so the schools, all educational sites, can have animal farming that are close by, really close by, and the orchards that I already talked about before. So those 2 locations are gonna be during this adjustment time, right? While they're already cleaning up the animals. For example, high school students can help. They're cleaning up the animals, selling the meat, right? And people that eat them can continue eating until they're all gone. They can already start with the chickens and the orchards the same way. I already explained that. How we are going to adjust and make the transition time so we won't waste food of any type. Okay? Even that afterwards, they are going to give that location they're working. For example, the high school students can even walk for a few blocks, let's say, or take the bus once a week, right, to go to that location and work. Until their own area, their neighbor area is properly demolished and properly cleaned up. Okay, the other thing is that for remodeling and building. So, for remodeling and building, we are going to have the high school students, university students, adult education students helping. Okay, very important. Yes, all of them can do that. If it's safe for everyone, of course, because they're adults. All these teenagers are, much bigger than their parents, right? They're adults. Okay, so 15 years old and older already can help. Yes, they're gonna mix the cement, they're gonna do this, gonna do that. What they can do that's safe, don't need proper huge trainings on it. Even plumbing, yes, they can do. Electricity, yes, they can do. For what? It's safe. The leader of that team needs to be really knowledgeable, yes. The assistant of that team also, yes. And then comes the students with their teachers looking, checking, okay? But yes, they're gonna work. They're gonna pull out electric cords, fill up walls that are dry walls with concrete. They're gonna install solar panels. Even middle school can help with many things. They're going to install, because this program is for life. And where life starts, be ready for life, learning about these things. And they're going to do different things, because that's different than what they're going to do their own family. At the schools, they can choose, right, which team they want to help. And along the year, these 28 weeks, they're going to pass through different areas of helping. So they can help a little bit with plumbing. And one more thing, they are going to do the other things I already said, right, for sewing, all that stuff. But for remodeling and building, even younger ones, depending what it is, yes, they can help. For example, the pipes that's gonna be changed. Even middle school or even elementary school, they can maybe connect the pipes far away from the construction zone, prepare little pieces, connect little things, and then those items are sent to the construction area, the building they will be remodeling or building. Okay? All right. So the organization volunteers will already be saying what the elementary students can do, middle school, high school, and adults at their own educational site. All right, my friends, you're doing really great. Thank you so much. So here it is, updates for the Department of Education. Talk to you soon.